Hey guys, welcome to Unwrapped Keepers. This is Heather Wilson, and today we are doing the state of Pennsylvania. So this state today will feature recipes of the funnel cake, which is of Dutch descent, and the Italian meat Stromboli, which is, of course, in its name, from Italian descent. So if you've never had a funnel cake before, I don't know what kind of rock you're hiding under, because funnel cakes are everywhere. Especially down here. But funnel cakes are a doughy type pastry that is fried in oil and then coated on the top with powdered sugar. And the Italian meat Stromboli is kind of like a sandwich, but it's kind of like pizza at the same time. So you take your pizza dough or bread dough and put the sauce on top of it, and you add cheese and pepperoni, as well as ham, peppers, and mushrooms. I'm pretty sure that with this recipe you could probably customize whatever kind of ingredients you would want to. So I'm excited. Let's get into it. So to start out with, you're going to take a cast iron skillet, and you're going to pour canola oil, or you can use peanut oil, whichever one you prefer. And you're going to want to pour it in here and heat it until it is 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you're going to want to put it in there at least an inch or two deep, so that way you can pour the batter into it and fry it. And the best way to make sure it heats enough is to take a candy thermometer and put it in there and wait until it gets to 375 degrees. So while this is heating up, we're going to go and make the batter for the funnel cakes. Now for this section, you're going to take a bowl and you're going to take 1 cup of whole milk, pour it into your bowl, and then you're going to take 1 whole egg, and then you're also going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, now you're going to beat the egg in here and whisk it together. Alright, now after you've got that all combined, I'm going to set this over to the side. And I've got 1 cup of flour that I'm using. And then on top of that, we are going to take 1 tablespoon of sugar, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. I probably need to take this and put it into a bowl first. So I've got the Himalayan rock salt, and it's got a grinder on it, so I need to grind this up really quick before I put this in there. Alright, that should be enough for 1/4 of a teaspoon. Alright, and sprinkle that in there. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your sifter and sift it once, and then after we sift it the first time, to get all those ingredients incorporated together, you're going to want to sift it the second time over into your liquid mixture. Alright, let's see. This is a little bit difficult. I didn't think this through. Hold on, let me get another bowl. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of slide all this stuff in here. Alright, and then we just sift it. You can use whatever kind of sifter you've got. This just happens to be the one that I have here. Alright, so now, like I said before, we're going to take it a second time and sift it over into this mixture. So I'm going to go back to my first bowl. I know it's going to be a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. I'll just pour the rest of it over into it after it gets done.
Let's play. Let's play. Let's play. Let's play. Play, Donna. Play, Daddy. Play, Donna. Play, Donna.
Alright.
Donna.
So this part right here that's already come out, that has already sifted twice, so I can just kind of pour it into here already. And then we sift it back into here. Okay, so now now that we have the flour mixture into the wet mixture, I'm just going to mix it in together. Make sure you scrape the sides down with it. My personal opinion, I probably would have added maybe a little bit of cinnamon to this just to kind of give it a little bit of, I don't know, taste to it, I guess. Which I love funnel cakes as they are, and you can always take and put like the cinnamon sugar over the top, or you can even take and put the like chocolate syrup or like strawberry mixture on top or something like that. So now that our oil has heated, we've got it sitting over there cooling down just a little bit before we put it in there so it doesn't splatter. So now that we've got this mixture done, you're going to take a little funnel, just like any other funnel that you would have in your kitchen. And when we pour this into the batter, we're going to take this and fill it a half a cup, like a fourth of a cup at a time. But you're going to want to take the bottom of it and use your finger to plug over the bottom of it while you fill it up. And then after you get your cup full in here that you need, you just take it and hold it over the cast iron skillet and just kind of spread it around in a circular motion, so that way it forms into the little funnel cake. That's why it's called a funnel cake. So as soon as this oil cools off enough, we'll get that started. Okay, so like I said before, you're going to take your funnel, put your finger over the bottom part of it, and you can use a shaker bottle or a squirt bottle or anything like that, or you can even have the bowl over here beside you and use a fourth of a cup. But you're going to take your batter while your finger's over the bottom of it and pour it in here. This is probably about a fourth of a cup, so I'm just going to stop it about right there. And then you're going to stand back very easily. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And remove your finger. And just spin it in a circular motion so that way it catches it up like that. And then put it over here to the side. Wait a little bit until it starts to harden a little and golden up on the bottom, and then you're going to want to flip it. It don't take very long at all. You're going to want to make sure you don't splash it though, because hot oil does burn. It does not feel good. See how nice and golden that is all through there? It only takes just a few seconds. And then after it gets done, you're going to want to take it and put it on a plate, let it cool for a little bit, and then sprinkle some powdered sugar on top. Little crispies in there in the middle. Now that we've got the funnel cake all fried and it's been dried off and got all the rest of the little bit of the oil left, you're going to sprinkle it with the powdered sugar. Now I'm just going to take like a wire sifter or something like that and just kind of put a little bit over it. Just like so. And then just tap it and create a little coating of powdered sugar on the top. And that is how you make a Pennsylvania style funnel cake. So we are doing the Italian meat stromboli. So we have our dough laid out. You're supposed to take 1 pound of frozen bread dough and thaw it out, roll it into olive oil and kind of let it rise, let it sit there and rise for about an hour or so. But I could not find any frozen bread dough. So I have pizza crust that I'm going to use. So I took it and rolled it out onto a pan with parchment paper, and I'm going to take some sauce. Actually, first you're going to want to take this and cover this in block cheese. Now what I used is medium cheddar block cheese. I'm just going to take it and kind of cover it over everything, and then you put the sauce on top. Just going to want to kind of fill it in and kind of get it all over the whole thing, leaving a little bit to the edge so that way you'll have enough to kind of pinch the seams together once we roll it. Just going to want to kind of fill it in and kind of get it all over the whole thing, leaving a little bit to the edge so that way you'll have enough to kind of pinch the seams together once we roll it. This is going to be so good once it gets finished. So the reason why I chose the medium cheddar is because in this Italian meat stromboli, it's got the ham plus it's got pepperoni in it. So I chose the cheddar to kind of give it a little bit of difference between the cheddar and like flavor wise for the honey ham. And the cheddar, that's like the best combo that you can get with meat and cheese, in my opinion. So, once we get this covered, I'm gonna set this to the side. And then I've got rustic cut roasted garlic sauce that I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to kind of take it and spoon it over the top. Kind of spread it around. Alright, and while we're doing this, I need to actually, because I forgot, I need to turn the oven on. You're going to want to get this, take it, and spoon it over the top. Kind of spread it around. Alright, and while we're doing this, I need to actually, because I forgot, I need to turn the oven on. You're going to want to get this into a preheated oven at 350 degrees. So while we got that preheated, we can just finish doing this. So after you get your pizza sauce in there, I took and cut up some fresh oregano. So I've got that all chopped up. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it over the top of it. You can also use fresh garlic if you would like. But I'm not going to put any more garlic in this than what it already has in the sauce mixture. So now that's in there, you're going to want to, let's see, we're going to take the rest of this mixture and just kind of layer it on top. So I've got baby portobellos. Just going to break them up as we go and just kind of sprinkle them over the top. So the Stromboli is like it's like an Italian pizza top sandwich. Like it uses the same ingredients as a pizza does, but it is all rolled up into a sandwich. I'm excited to see how this is going to taste. Okay, so we got the portobellos down. I'm going to go in with some shreds of the bell peppers. Alright, and then I'm going to do some onion on top of that. Alright, and then I also have the honey ham. I'm just going to take these. It didn't really tell me on the recipe as to cut it up or chop it up or anything like that. So I'm going to take and layer the honey ham on top just by using the whole slice. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. And I'm gonna layer the pepperoni on there first and then use the ham to kind of hold it all together once we do get it in there. Alright, so now that we got that layered on, I'm sure you probably could have put like the cheese down and then the sauce and then the pepperoni and then the vegetables, but in my personal opinion, when the meat is cooked on top of the vegetables kind of soak in all the juices from the pepperoni, and I just think it'll make it more flavorful and turn out a lot better. Alright, now let's layer in with the ham.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Just walk. Just walk. Don't sit there and jump. Okay, man? Don't even get on that. Don't even get on that. You make way too much noise. You can sit on it. Just don't get like.
Alright, now we also have mozzarella cheese we're gonna layer on top. This is gonna be a struggle to kind of get it rolled together, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Alright, now that we got some mozzarella in there, I'm going to go behind that with some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. If I can get into it. Seems to me like today I'm having an issue getting these packages open. Alright, so we're going to go over the top of that with some Parmesan. Just kind of add to it and sprinkle it on the top. Alright, so now let me read this again and make sure that we got everything. Alright, so now you're going to want to roll this up. So I'm going to start with the edge that's closest to me. And I'm going to use this parchment paper to kind of help me. So I'm going to take it and you're going to want to roll it up like a jelly roll, like pastry cake is made. All the toppings are going to kind of roll out of it at the same time, which is okay. We'll just need to take it and keep flipping it. Alright. So now, once we got it rolled up, we can just kind of pinch the seams together. And it is supposed to be seam side down, so the way you've got it rolled, the seam is together on the bottom. So now you just kind of tuck your edges in. Right there. And we'll bake it. So you're going to take this, and after I get this all rolled up, I'm going to cut up some more oregano and sprinkle some garlic on the top of it, and you brush it with like a little bit of butter, and then you just bake it in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees.
Come here.
Okay, so we have just pulled the Stromboli out of the oven, and it smells absolutely delicious. I covered it on the top after I rolled it. I covered it with some garlic powder and with some oregano, and just smelling this, like, it smells fantastic. It's got all the juices kind of come out of it, and the bread just kind of like just plopped out everywhere, but it smells so good. So let's cut into it. It's kind of like got the consistency of like a calzone sort of ish, and that's what it looks like on the inside. It's just so nicely like spread out. It's got the ooey gooiness from all the cheese and from the sauce. It looks and smells fantastic. Let's see how it tastes. Let me get it. Really hot. The dough itself, like just the breading of it, is really soft. I mean, it's kind of crunchy on the outside of it, but the inside of it is really, really soft. And then it's got the flavor of the roasted garlic from the sauce that I put in there, and the cheddar cheese just blends so well with the flavor and the savoriness of the meat that was put in there. But all in all, it's so good. I'm so ready for myself and my family to enjoy this, and I hope that if you make this recipe that it turns out great for you. So this is how you make the Italian meat stromboli. So today's thing was Pennsylvania, and we did the funnel cakes and the Italian meat stromboli. Both of these recipes were so easy to make. They're both so delicious. They definitely give off like a lot of different vibes that I did not expect coming from Pennsylvania, because I mean, Pennsylvania was the second state that was admitted to the United States, and the funnel cakes are from Dutch descent, and then of course the Italian stromboli is Italian. So I've never really expected for these two things to be like very common in Pennsylvania, but I'm glad that we got to do these recipes together, and I hope that you'll join us again next week. This is Heather Wilson, and at Unwrapping Keepers on YouTube, at Unwrapping Keepers 23 on TikTok. So join us again next week.